Hello, guys. Hello, 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 hello. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are doing very well. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be watching from. Uh, Welcome, guys. Welcome. Welcome. The Super Eagles squad has been announced. We are going to discuss it all on the Niger FC podcast tonight. We're going to discuss it all. Smithley and I are going to break down the squad, give our full opinions on the Niger FC podcast tonight. So make sure you do not miss out on the show tonight. Immediately after the Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich match in the UEFA Champions League, we are going to be live on YouTube to break it all down. But I wanted to just come on this live to hear from you guys very quickly. I want to hear your thoughts on the squad list. I want to hear how you're feeling ahead of the game. And then Smithley and I will give our full opinions and breakdown on the Niger FC podcast tonight. On YouTube tonight, immediately after the Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich match, we will be live on YouTube. But for now, if you want to share your thoughts, I would like to hear what you have to say. I would like to know how you're feeling. So please send a request and I'll bring you on. Very interesting squad list, I will say. One thing that the NFF know how to do, I will give them credit for that. They know how to shock us. If the NFF was a Netflix show, the shock factor would always be there. They spring up surprises here and there. When you expect them to do something, when you think they are going in the right direction, they decide to turn left. But yeah, let's see. I'll respond to some comments. There's certain things that I think people don't think too much about. Aribo is good, but Uche is more efficient right now. Aribo and Uche are two completely different kinds of players. What Aribo can do, Uche cannot do. What Uche can do, Aribo cannot do. Aribo did not take the spot of Uche because from the start, if you watch our Niger FC podcast, if you watch it, once Chelle was appointed as the coach, we highlighted the fact that Aribo is one of, if not the only midfielder that we have that actually plays the style that Chelle likes his midfielder to play, to be able to drop deep while facing his own goal, turn under pressure, drive the ball forward. Uche cannot do that, and Aribo does that. So for me, it is no surprise that Aribo makes this squad. Aribo has also been doing well for Southampton in the English Premier League. No matter what you think about him, he has been doing well this season. So personally, for me, that's not a surprise. I just wanted to point that out. But please, guys, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to get your immediate reactions to this Super Eagles squad. So please send a request. Let me bring you on. And yeah, let's have a nice conversation about the squad. We'll be on for a little bit. And then, of course, full thoughts, full reaction will come on the Niger FC podcast tonight. Live on YouTube immediately after the Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich game in the UEFA Champions League. So please send your request, guys. Let me hear from you. It's one thing to type in the comments. Send your request. Let's see your face. Let's hear your voice. Let's hear what you have to say. Face doing there. Boniface is Nigeria's second best striker, regardless of what you think, regardless of his form, regardless of what he has done in the previous games for Nigeria. The level that Boniface is at when it comes to being a football player, most of our other strikers don't come close. No surprise again to me that Boniface makes the squad. He would always make the squad, in my opinion, as long as he's fit. He is the second best striker that we have, period. But yes, let me just run through the list very, very quickly before I start bringing people on. The goalkeepers are Stanley Nwabali, Amas Obasoge, and Kayode Bankole. The defenders are William Trust Ekong, the captain. We also have Bright Osai Samuel, Bruno Oyemechi, Calvin Bassi, Olaluwa and Igo Ogu. Shout out to Igo, first Super Eagles call-up. Midfielders, we have Wilfredo Ndidi, we have Rafael Nwadike Onyedika, Alassane Yusuf Abdullahi, Alex Iwobi, Joseph Ayodele Aribo, and Papa Daniel Mustafa. Papa Daniel, of course, earning his first call-up as well. We have the forwards, Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osime, Ademola Lukman, Victor Boniface, Simon Moses, Sadiq Umar, Nathan Tella, and Tolu Arokodare. So shout out to Tolu Arokodare, earning his first Super Eagles call-up as well. So yes, certain surprises there, but also some things that do not surprise me at all. And yeah, I just want to hear from you guys. Again, I will give my full reaction, full thoughts on the Niger FC podcast tonight. But I'd like to hear from you guys and hear and know how you're feeling after seeing the squad. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's get straight into it. Super Eagles squad list has been announced. 23 players to face Rwanda and Zimbabwe in this month's World Cup qualifying matches. How are you feeling about the squad?
Yeah, so still at the office and I was just scrolling through Instagram and I saw the pop-up. It's making the wave already. Almost every blog is, having one view or the other about it. And this thing happens whenever we have a new manager trying to take over a new squad that they've never handled before, right?
Hmm.
And
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, hold on,
Nigerians,
please.
um,
Yeah, go
yeah,
ahead.
Okay.
I mean, and as Nigerians, we are one of the biggest critics of football in the world, right?
Hmm.
I feel like we criticize the English Football League even, more than the English people themselves.
Hmm.
And year in, year out, whenever we have a change of coach, these conversations keep coming and going. Even when we had our own technical director take over, it was still the same thing.
Hmm.
So what I would just say is this man is very new, right? So no matter what we are expecting from him, he's still very new. He needs to. The only thing he has right now is the videos he has seen of these players. This will be his first time handling them,
He
right?
has gone to
And
watch some of them in person.
exactly my point. It is what he watched. He has not handled them. He has not managed them. He has not used them in, positions where he think they would do well in, right? So I feel like we just need to allow him. This is let's see what he does in his first month. I mean,
Okay,
I
so far
okay.
you've spoken for 2 minutes. You've not still reacted to the squad. We are going to allow the coach do what he's supposed to do. Nobody can affect that. But we're asking for the sake of this conversation. How do you feel about the squad? Do you think he selected the right players? Do you think there are some players that shouldn't be there or that should be there?
I think
Can I
I
talk?
think
Oh,
I think he selected a good squad. This is the reason. Just like England, we have a lot of wonderful, amazing players out there. Right. Talking about okay, let me just talk about the strikers. I hear people saying, "Oh, why is this that's not there? Who are these people going to replace?" They are all good. Who are you bringing in? Are you bringing out for disaster? Is it Victor? Any of the Victors cannot come out for him. It is a packed squad. It is a packed. We have big names all over Europe. We have big names, but what we want is we want those people that are thirsty to stay in the club. I like the fact that now there's competition. Now we understand that anybody can be yanked off, which is a very good thing. So you are either coming in this match to play proper game for us, or our next qualifying matches you might be yanked off. So I'm happy about the players. I just want to see how he's able to manage them, his relationship with them, how how much they respect him, and how much they are very thirsty to represent Nigeria and get us all the points that we need to qualify.
All right. Thank you very much for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you,
Thank you. All
thank
right.
you.
You can go off from your end.
Yeah.
Okay, Samuel, you've been
yeah.
impatient. What do you think about the squad?
Well, for me, the squad is okay. The squad is okay, but my major problem about the squad is just the defense. Because recently in this World Cup qualifiers we are going to, the defense has been crap. You understand? The defense has been crap. So like I'm seeing the list now and I'm seeing names that there are some names that's supposed to be in this list. You understand?
Like which
Like
names now?
this
Tell us
guy,
now.
yeah, like this guy that plays in Hoffenheim, yeah,
Akpoguma.
that used to, yes, yes. And
Okay.
there's another guy that plays in Rangers too. He
Leon.
plays in Rangers. Supposed to be there because I've been seeing his ratings and he has
But
been good defensively.
did you see the provisional list?
Yeah, I saw the professional list.
Yeah, but if they're not on the provisional list, then there's no way that they would have been on this list.
Okay, but the squad is looking good. The squad is looking good. And the midfield too. The midfield, it's I don't even know what to say about the midfield, but I don't know his style of play, this new coach. So I don't know what he's expecting from this midfield. You understand? The only happy thing about this midfield is that Iwobi is around. Um Aribo, I don't know why Aribo is in this list because I'm not seeing anything he's playing in Southampton currently.
Really?
You understand? Yes.
Hmm.
And Southampton is a shitty team, so
Well, the
I'm not even seeing
community
his
of his team.
contribution.
No, okay, so here's what I will say. I'm not trying to fight for Aribo, but if you say something that I disagree with, I will point it out. I disagree that he's not doing anything for Southampton. I agree with you
Hmm.
that Southampton is a rubbish team. I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
But if we compare, it's hard to compare these things. But if you look at an Igbo, for example, that has been called up, if Southampton faces Igbo's team, they might win. With all due respect to the Czech league, it's not the
Okay, what
strongest
about
league in
Frank
the world.
Onyeka? What about Frank
Same.
Onyeka? This guy plays in, day out, like
I I
90
I
plus
cannot.
minutes.
So that one, I won't lie to you. I cannot explain Frank Onyeka's omission from this team. That one, but I'm just pointing out what you said. I think Aribo has been good. I've said it in the past that Aribo, again, if you watch our Niger FC podcast show, from the moment Eric Shell was appointed, Smithley and I both highlighted Aribo. If you know you say you don't know the style of play that the man likes to play, the way the man likes to use his midfielders. Aribo is the one midfielder that from the beginning I said he fits the style that Eric Shell likes to play because he can drop deep, he can play facing his own goal, he can turn on the ball, he can drive the ball forward. No other midfielder does what Aribo does. That's the reality. And if you think
Hmm.
Aribo is not good, fair, you just don't think he's good. But he has the quality that Eric Shell is looking for. That's why I can understand Aribo's inclusion in this team. But Frank Onyeka, I cannot really explain Onyeka's exclusion. That one, I can't lie to you. I thought Onyeka would make this squad. He's been doing well since he joined Augsburg this season. But yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
let me just quickly
Well,
jump to
well,
somebody
I
else.
feel
Okay,
okay.
okay, wrap up your thoughts. 1 minute, finish your thoughts.
Yeah, so my other, I'm looking at the forward now, and I'm seeing Victor Boniface, Lookman, good, Osimhen, good, Chukwueze. I'm not really Chukwueze. I'm not really on him. It's like he's the same thing with Ian Acho. You understand? And we're looking for goals in this World Cup qualifier. Because if you look at where we are standing now, we're not looking good. We're looking for goals. And Chukwueze right now, I don't really know. Well, I don't know. I don't know what he's seeing. I don't know what they are seeing in Chukwueze at the moment. But let's see.
Okay.
Let's see.
So before I move on to the next person, I would just say on Chukwueze's zone. Again, I'm not arguing for anybody. I'm just putting my head in the head of the coach and trying to understand. I think Chukwueze, for example, Chukwueze is the only left-footed attacker that we have. He's the only left-footed attacker. He's the only one that can come from the right wing and cut inside and deliver a shot. Obviously, we know that in football today, a lot of teams like to play with inverted wingers or inside forwards. So that can be something that gives Chukwueze a leg up. And the reality of it is that Chukwueze is not having the best season with Milan. But we know that if Chukwueze has a good day, he has a good day. Somebody said it here in the comments. Chukwueze is a hit or miss type of player. So if he's on his good day, he's fantastic. On a day where he's not playing well, you might be wondering what he's doing there. But yes, let us move on to PH City Home Finder. Thank you for joining. Please, Samuel, please remove yourself from your end. Let's take the next person.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, good afternoon.
Yeah, good
How you
afternoon.
doing now?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Okay, very well. Frankly speaking, this is the first time a Nigerian list is coming out, and everybody in that list, for me, I feel merited it. This is the first time we are not complaining on people who are not playing much, who are not seeing matches in their club, who are not even scoring goals. This is the first time the list is coming, and personally, I didn't want to complain about it. Initially, we have the list where people like players who are not seeing matches are packed up only because their names are being sounded amidst the Nigerian Federation. But for me, personally, I feel this is a very good list. I saw complaints in your comment section where people are saying the defense is short. I don't think the defense is short. That's the truth. The people who are selected in the defensive list are people who are in form and who their morale are very high at the moment. If you check the list, you'll see what I'm talking about. Then for Papa coming in to replace Onyeka, I think is a good decision because they play like almost similar type of game. Those who, if you see somebody on the list, go and watch the person's highlights. That's what you should do first before you complain. If you see a new player in the list, go to YouTube. Their videos are available. Watch the person's highlights, and you'll see why the person is in the list. Papa plays similar kind of game like Onyeka. He's good with the marking. He's good with the long balls. He knows how to hold the ball in the midfield. It's almost the same arrangement like what you have with what's his name with Ndidi. So I feel Papi coming in is also there. Then for on this
You're
anyway.
breaking up, sir. Hello? Your network, bro. Okay. PHCT home finder, please. Okay, he's left already. Let's take the next person. Ayo, welcome.
Okay, I'm good, bro. How are you
I'm
doing?
good, thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so seeing the list that just came out this evening, well, it's not really a bad list. It's actually quite a good list, but there are just some few I think unexpected player that actually made it to the list, and it's quite ridiculous because firstly, I will start with Chukwueze. I used to I'm so concerned and so worried about this guy, how he keeps making the team. Because as of recent, Chukwueze just moved to AC Milan and he has been finding it very difficult to make the first team. This guy plays a little game, he plays few minutes in the team, but he keeps making it to the Super Eagles. You were saying he is the only player with the left foot he plays with. No, if you watch Tella is both footed. Tella is both footed. We have Gift Urban. Gift Urban has been making good games and he has been making good performance in Offiam. I watched every Nigerian play in their various leagues, and I'll tell you, Chukwueze don't deserve this call up. That's the first thing. We could have used Chukwueze's list or placement for another player. Like, okay, what about if we bench Chukwueze and call Uche of Getafe? The Uche of
What?
Getafe.
Those are you're comparing apples to oranges now.
No, this is what I'm doing. I'm not comparing their position and I'm not comparing players based on their performance. I'm just telling you we can keep a slot to replace another because Nigeria keeps calling SS forwards when we should be replacing it in the defense and the midfield. We rather want many forwards instead of placing the midfield and the defense. Boniface is okay. Victor Osimhen is okay. Ademola Lookman is okay. We just need a little forward. Then we put the energy in our midfield and defense. But no, we won't do that. We still want to keep calling Chukwueze. That this season, I can literally count Chukwueze's goals, and I can literally count how many.
You can do the same for Urban's goals now. You mentioned Urban.
Urban just moved from a club to another
Why did
club.
he move? Why did he move? It's because he was not doing well in the former club.
No. Urban was. It's not like Urban wasn't doing well. If you check the previous club he was playing for, he had fewer games. He played fewer games.
If he's doing well, they'll play him.
Chairman, Urban was on injury. Do you know?
Wait, no, hold on.
He was on injury. He was on injury before he moved.
Everyone signs in
Hold
Belgium.
on. See,
Ayo, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say everyone sign. Don't say no.
Ayo, hold on.
Okay.
Sir. See, here's the thing here. I understand what you're saying. I understand you. Even I am not 100% satisfied with the selections. But here's what I will say. When you mention somebody like a Gift Urban, Gift Urban, for example, let's be like, we have to use the same barometer to judge everybody. Gift Urban was not getting games at Lyon. Yes. In fact, in Lyon, they classified him as a flop. That's the reality. In Lyon, they classified him as a flop, and that's why they moved him on. Just 1 year after signing him, they moved him on because they said this guy flopped for us. And wait, hold on. And then they took him to Hoffenheim. In about 6 matches in Hoffenheim, he has now scored 4 goals. We're all happy for him. We're happy for him that he has hit the ground running. But I ask you this question. If a player scores 4 goals in a whole season so far, is that enough to say, oh, call this guy up to the Super Eagles?
Based on the games played, that's you don't look at the 4 goals.
Yes, but
Imagine a player that played
How many
no,
6
black
games.
but you are
If
using the same barometer to say,
okay,
oh, Chukwueze is not getting minutes at AC Milan. If
but
Chukwueze
at
should
least
wait, so hold
Chuku
on.
Eze has
If
played
Chukwueze,
15 games.
but what I'm
At
saying
least.
is for AC Milan. You have to also consider that if Chukwueze should go and join a team in maybe he should go back to Villarreal, he will play more games, he will get more goals.
No,
Even Leon.
this is the problem. This is the problem. I think we exaggerate the performance of Chukwueze. I
No,
keep telling you, and
no,
if
I'm not fighting for Chukwueze,
Chukwueze
but your
performance is
comparison is flawed.
overrated, to be honest. This is something when you want to call the Super Eagles squad, we pick players based on our emotions, based on their past glories. Now Super Eagle is a team that every player is thriving in their club, and this is what we want to see. We want to see the competition. We don't still need Chukwueze in this team. The team has gone far and beyond Chukwueze. Chukwueze is a bench player in AC Milan. In AC Milan, and he can't even get a first team.
But that's a
He
top
has
club.
literally called base less. He has less than 6 goals, bro.
But that's a top
I
club.
Chukwueze is in.
No, I
That's a top club.
understand
No,
you. I
he has
understand
less than
you.
6 goals, and he's still in the Super Eagles. Doing what? Get his slot out. Put a better player. We need more midfielders.
Right.
We don't need Okay, now. We need. There's a guy in Getafe, Uche.
Yeah,
Do you know
Christian
that guy?
Uche.
I
Is
watch
he a
Christian.
winger?
I watch. We don't need. I mean, his slots. Replace his slot for that guy.
But
We
you
don't
need,
need
but
too
You
much.
can't
no,
just replace
but
We need why?
you're the same,
You have to balance the position as well.
you're the same person who is talking about balance. You're
That's
saying, oh, we need more
balance
numbers
the
in
position.
defenders. We need wingers. We cannot not call wingers now. Like,
How
no
We
matter
have
what you think
enough
about
wingers,
Chukwueze,
bro.
How many
We have.
wingers are in that squad?
What are you?
many
No, we have
effective
wingers?
Boniface.
Wingers are
We
in
have.
Effective wingers.
He's
Listen.
not
How
a
many
winger.
effective wingers do you have?
But Boniface can actually play as a winger. He
Can-
can
Effective.
play as a winger.
Effective.
We have
but that's
Boniface. We
not
have
his
Nathan
position.
Tella.
Effective.
Is Boniface a winger?
See,
Is he
How
But
many
he
of them have
can
playing
play.
created
wingers?
chances in last
But he
season?
can play as a
He
winger.
can
Ayo.
play as a winger. It's different
Uses him
from
as a
being a
winger.
natural
The
winger.
wingers on the squad are Chukwueze. You consider Lukman, you consider
Lookman,
Simon
Moses
Moses,
Simon.
and you can consider
Atela.
Nathan Tella. Even though Nathan Tella plays
Tella.
as a forward a lot of the times,
And he
but you
plays
can still consider him a
as a
winger.
wing back as well.
So yeah, so those are four wingers.
I have one
Four wingers,
question.
4 strikers is what they call.
Can I
Please
go
tell
next,
me
please? I
Sabi
just,
Alonso doesn't. Anytime Sabi Alonso is using the width guy and Boniface, tell me who strikes. Doesn't Boniface go to the wing and play behind the width?
If Alonso uses Florian Wirtz and Boniface,
The
Boniface plays
Flora
as a
Wirtz and
striker.
this guy. No.
Boniface plays as a
Bro,
striker.
go
Wirtz
and check.
plays free role.
Boniface
Wirtz
can play
plays
as a
free role. He
winger.
plays
He
from
can play.
anywhere.
Boniface is
Okay.
not a complete
Only if
striker.
you
He
use
can play at. I
Boniface
watch Boniface.
and
Bro, I watched Boniface in Bodo when Bonnie was in.
Let's allow Leke go.
Okay,
Allow
Leke.
Leke go. Leke,
Okay,
make your
go.
point.
sorry to interject you though. Thanks for the opportunity. First of all, I think the squad, to my own understanding, I think the squad is good. At least based on current form, except for probably like 1 or 2 players, which I don't know why they are there. For example, me, I'm a Raymond Stars fan, to be honest, but I wouldn't justify why Kayode Bankole is being called up to the national team. If this was to be like last year or last two years, I would have said okay. But Kayode Bankole has been very consistent in the league. I think he had the highest number of clean sheets for the past 2 seasons. But this season, he has not been starting most of the games. They've been using the new goalkeeper that was bought from Benin Republic, I guess. Although that guy has been consistent, that's why he has not been able to bench him. But then, apart from that, I feel Kayode Bankole is still a good goalkeeper, regardless. Then the defense, to me, I feel like it's balanced.
Is it better than Okoye?
No, it's definitely not better than Okoye. It's not better,
on.
but Okoye has not been playing for a while, so I think he just played a game.
Yeah, he just came back yesterday. Yeah.
Probably that justifies the reason why he's been called. But apart from that, I feel like the defense is fair enough to me. Like the players, we have like regular legs and one new inclusion, and the guy has, according to what I know about, like Igor, but I think he has been informed too, which
Yeah,
is
he's had a
good.
good
So
season so far.
the call up is deserved. Then talking about Papa Daniel, I didn't know him before, but watching the chanting made me like, I got stuck to the guy. Like I was like, this guy, this MPFL, and I got to know that he has even played in Europe before coming back to the MPFL. And the guy is really good. Like against Ghana, like he dictated the midfield both home and away. So for him to be like the star player in the champ team, I think he deserves a call up as well. But I don't know if he deserves it over Onyeka though, because Onyeka has been solid. But I
Some
think
people said Papa Daniel can take long range strike, and that's an ability that we don't have in
yes,
the rest of the team.
definitely he can, and he can take free kicks as well. So, and I think he should be like an alternative for Ndidi.
Mm.
He can play box to box. He can play this defensive midfield. So, if given the opportunity, which I doubt, I think he can prove a point and he can play very well. Apart from that, I think then Sadiq Kumar, I'm still not sure about that guy in the Super Eagles, honestly, because Tomio is kind of sluggish. Like he's not the type of striker that we need. Even if you are looking for goals, you can't bring in Sadiq and expect that he's going to guarantee you goals.
But he's getting goals for Valencia now.
He's perform. We are talking about Super Eagles here. Why was he not performing in his club? For me though, I'm just talking about my personal
No, I
opinion though.
understand. I understand.
Yeah, Tolu Arukuda has been informed. I think he deserves his call up. Probably if given the chance, probably he can show us why he should have been called up. But I would have preferred if he had called up Ciro
Mm.
Dizas, given the form that is in, and
We can't hear you anymore, sir.
Sodiq in terms of sharpness, in terms of decision making and all of that. But I guess they are just trying to balance up the
Mm.
quota.
Okay. Let me ask you one question before I move on.
Yeah.
But so when you mention the strikers, this is the way I kind of look at it. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to football.
Yeah.
I like generally I wouldn't call 4 strikers though. Personally, I would call 3 strikers. But for me, if your 2 strikers are strikers who offer something with the ball, Victor
Yeah.
Osimhen, Victor Boniface, I always like my next striker to be just a physical specimen. You are tall, you are big. If we need knockdowns, if we need hold up play, if we need somebody to just get us a goal from anyhow. We see it in football. For example, Man U now, when they are struggling, Maguire will go and start playing strike because they just
But
want that
is Sadiq
physical
that guy?
presence. I mean, I'm not saying he's not on Wachu, but he's also
Yeah.
Then it
tall.
counts. It's a
If
counts,
he's
He
right?
a
has a physical presence
Onachu,
as well.
Onachu would have been understood because Onachu is physical, regardless of,
Mm,
at least he's tall. We know that Onachu can guarantee you headers
mm,
if at all. But Sadiq, they bully him. So at least the matches I've watched, I've not seen him being that physical guy.
mm.
Most of the
Okay,
time, he ends up falling
okay,
down. He
okay.
can't strap
No,
the ball and all of that. So I don't think he's that guy for us.
okay.
Then talking about Chukwueze also, I think Chukwueze is in as much as he's not in his form, he's still someone that can change the game for us. Like look at the last match we played, the way he dribbled and created chance out of nothing and we scored. He's still that kind of person that can change the game. And this is African football. It's used to the terrain already. So I feel for someone like that has been in the system, you can't just not call him
Mm,
because of the club form.
mm,
The experience
okay,
is still needed.
okay. Thank you very much, Leki.
Yeah.
Let me move on to Amaku
Hey, okay.
Kelena. Thank
Hi,
you.
hi. Um, I think I like the squad. Because historically we've kind of seen a situation where they kept on, inviting the same set of players. They come in there, they don't perform. The next game, you're invited again. We fail to get the results. We fail to win. I'll just seeing the same cycle of players, being invited. So for a start, this is like a breath of fresh air, especially with Nathan Teller. Seeing him in the squad is really, something to look forward to. I think he brings something similar to what Lukman brings to the team, right? Although Lukman is like a notch ahead, but definitely having these two guys on the two sides of the wing will definitely pose a lot of problems to our opponents. You know, there's going to be introduction of speed. You know, everyone's going to be fast. You're going to see a fast-paced game. And secondly, from the coach's standpoint, when you look at how he coached Mali, you'd see that Mali had one of the best styles of plays, in Africa. They're very, they're an attacking team and always puts the opponents on the back foot. So hopefully he can replicate that with the Nigerian team, and with the skill sets we have in the squad, I think if we can do that, we'll be like, a force to reckon with in the world. Having said that, I think it's a tall ask to ask him to qualify through the first round of, the qualifiers, because it's a tough spot right now. South Africa being ahead of us, I see they're going to hold on to that spot regardless. They get the results, however, away and home, and probably take the first spot. If we're lucky, you can take the second spot and go to the second round of, qualifiers, which will definitely be harder. However, having him, introduce a new style of play, getting some new faces like Tulu. I'm seeing like Papa Daniel. I think I watched him when the home base team played Ghana, and they really played very well. Yeah, Chan, yeah. He was amazing, right? I think he didn't score a goal. There was a guy who was,
he scored, yeah.
There was a guy in the midfield. Like, I was like, wow, this is like the old Ndidi and some elements of Sondolise, where you can shoot the ball from outside box 18. You can, cross long range crosses, like, what Olise used to do, right? So he can initiate an attack from deep into part of the half, right? Where you can, like, start a counter attack, from nowhere, which is something we need in the team. Like, we've not been the most offensive team. We've not been scoring the goals, considering the talent we have in the team. We have Osimhen, you have Lukman, and we can't score 2-3 goals in a game, So I think there's a lot, to look forward to with this team. But it's also a thought asking on the coach, to expect him to, like, qualify. I just want to see something good, something positive, something different, that speed, what you see in Europe. Let us see that in the Nigerian national team. But having said that, I love the squad. Dele Bashiru would have been a good addition, but I guess he's injured, right? So
I mean, he was on the bench yesterday, but maybe he's not fully fit.
Yeah, I think he's not fully fit. And this other guy is Zaidu from Porto.
Yeah.
Once he's fully fit, right, with this man style of play, I think there's a lot to look forward to, I would say. There's a lot to look forward to with the team. And finally, if you can just get the central defense sorted out, I don't know whatever combinations we're looking forward to, right? But get that central defense sorted out. Choose Ekong is, get into that phase of his career where he will not be able to match speed, If most of the goals we concede, right, they either throw the ball between the two defenders, someone gets behind them, they're slow, and you have the one-on-one against our keeper who really can do little to save the day. So have some element of speed, strength, like Taribo West days, the Uche Kuchiku days, in that central defense. I think this team's going to really go far under this coach. Hopefully, they don't change him after like 1 year. I think give him some chances to change, and try players and filter out, the team to get his squad that can use long term, and also look forward to, like, 3, 4, 5 years of consistent team where we filter players out, get new players in, and get a system that can be a threat to most of these opponents, long term.
Okay. So as far as you are concerned, you're okay with the selection. You don't think there's anything that could have been done differently?
Compared to for what we have, right, after disposal, I think this is the best, man. Onuachu will give him so many chances, right? Listen, I saw him against one of our qualifiers. I knew nothing was going to happen. He was there for almost 70 minutes, 80 minutes. No threat whatsoever, right? Our style of play doesn't support, his style of play doesn't support our system. So he needs to get the ball to him on the part of the goal for him to score, either on the head, one-on-one, somewhere along those lines. And we don't have the creativity to support what he brings to the team, right? Chukwu I would say Chukwu is an amazing player, right? But after that injury he sustained with Villarreal in the Champions League semi-finals, he has not been the same. No, it was Champions League, Europa League, yeah. Well, yeah, Europa League. He was one of their key men for Villarreal, right? Then he got to that place where he got a serious injury. And right now you can see him being very cautious with the style of play. He's not as aggressive as he used to be. It leaves a lot to answer with what he brings now, right? But I just feel there's something off with Chukwueze. He's not who he used to be. But having said that, he can have those flashes of brilliance here and there, but it's not what we need now. Like, we need people to go in there, get the results at the first time asking, right? You're playing the game, you need to win. There's no chance for draws. I need to win the big margin, right? So when it goes like a goal difference situation, we're ahead of our opponent. So it's not a situation where you try to win 1-0. You're beating them 3-0, 4-1, something along those lines. And Chukwueze, he doesn't really have it, but, in terms of, the team spirit, it's nice to have him there. If you don't have Kelechi and Acho in the team, Chukwueze is someone you just want to have in the team, just keep the team bonding. He works well with everyone, like, the I-Knows, the English boys, and the, homebred boys, right? So for a team spirit point of view, I think it's nice to have in the team. But against Stella, I would choose Stella definitely above Chukwueze. Tolu, nice to see him on the team. We'll see him doing a lot in Belgium. For me, I don't consider Belgium an amazing league, my opinion, because we have players, perform. There's Imo Ezekiel, perform so well in Belgium. They go to other leagues, they can't replicate it.
I mean,
you mentioned
even Onuachu was a king in Belgium now. So.
Exactly. Well, he's not replicating anywhere, right? Except for Trabzonspor, where he showed flashes of brilliance here and there. You put them in top leagues, it's tough to have them replicate whatever they did in Belgium. Osimhen is an outlier. Who else an outlier? Very rare for it to see outliers there. You throw Disas in there, he's a star. You throw him somewhere else. There's this other guy that plays for USA now. I forget his name. USA or Canada. This
Miss David?
No, the British boy.
Oh, the British. Oh, Falari?
No. The other guy is Ike Ubo. Right?
Okay.
He used to shine in Belgium, right? And then he threw him other leagues. Where is he? Nowhere. There's other guy too that was in. I think that was Falari, right? In Arsenal.
Yeah.
Arsenal's youth team.
Falari was in Arsenal. Yeah.
He was shining. Where is he now? You don't hear his name anymore, right? So Belgian league is not the league you want to look to get the talent. You do what you do there. We'll take to other leagues. We'll see what you can do there. Then we'll say, okay, yes, you're ready. Tolu is showing flashes of brilliance there, but hopefully he can go to a different league and replicate it, right? And then we'll say, okay, yes, you're welcome to the big boys. Having said that, give me a chance. Let's see what we can bring to the team. And that's about it. But having said that, the team looks good. The goalkeeping area, Okoye definitely just recovering from injury. It would just be nice to see him give that boy opportunities, right? Udinese trust him for a reason, and I think he just needs that self-confidence, which he needs to dig internally into himself and just bring it out, right? Like, we're Nigerian, we're resilient. They will fire you, punches everywhere, right? But you just have to rise above it and say, I know they see anybody face, I don't see anybody, do what you got to do. If you can just get to that Nigerian spirit, be resilient, I think he has a lot to offer to this team, right? Where you're not, standing on eggshells trying to prove a point. You're just there, focused on your confident in your ability to deliver, when given the opportunity. So looking forward to Okoye getting fully recovered and joining, the fray in competing for that number one spot. But I think it's an amazing, team. Looking forward to what they can offer against Rwanda and Zimbabwe. I think it's not a tall ask for you to give us 6 points with the quality of team we have in here. 1-0, 1-0, we're good with that. And we'll take it from here. And South Africa, that's where it's at, right? You go in the ways against South Africa. At that point, I think this coach should have a better idea of the team structure, right? And should be able to deliver the goods. I don't South Africa is that team we should be worried about. They lose against, smaller teams, If we can get our act right, we should be able to get the goods. So that's about it, for me.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. Adeshola, the floor is yours.
Okay. I think I agree with the previous speaker, the man that just he actually had a very good analysis of the squad.
Your voice is a bit muffled. I don't know if it's because of your earphones.
Okay.
Now I don't even hear you at all.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, yes. Go on.
I feel like the previous speaker, like he did very well in terms of analyzing all the whole squad and the rest of them. For me, I have one or two problems with it. I think if the Nigerian second choice keeper, which is Maduka, is not okay, then Adebayo should have been in. They should have bring Adebayo to be part of the backup keepers. Then when it comes to the midfield, I think the only problem I have is not bringing Uche Chris Santos to the midfield. I feel he has that energy because I watch this Malian coach. He likes to make his midfield to be more aggressive, like going around, and I see Cristiano as that player that can easily move up and down to really work hard in the midfield. So I feel like Cristiano would have replaced Alassane from my own point of view. That would have been better. But I know Nigerian with our quota system, we always want to make sure all regions are imposed.
I don't like. Sorry to cut you off, but I don't like when people. I feel like it is disrespectful to say that a player was inferior because of quota. If the player is not playing at all, if the player is doing badly, I can understand. But no matter what we think about Alassane Yusuf, I mean, you might not rate his league, but he's doing well. Like, let's not discredit him by saying he's only called up because of the region that he's at. I think it's disrespectful.
Okay, then I should withdraw my statement back. Okay, then let me talk about Papa. I think for that one, as for me, I'm his number one fans. God knows that since the day I saw his name, saw him playing for the Chan national team. I stay in Ghana actually. I watched the match in Ghana here, the game against Ghana. So I watched how he played, the way he controlled the midfield, and I was so impressed. Because if there was someone that was like, this guy should be in the Chan team, the Super Eagles team, I was the one. Because I remember when they were about having the Chan tournament, that was in January and February. I was saying that he should go on so that the new coach will be able to see what he can play and deliver. But I'm happy that he's part of the squad. I think he can bring something new to Super Eagles midfield and rest of them. Then I'm a bit surprised not seeing what's his name, the guy from Germany, the Nigerian midfielder. I'm forgetting his name. I'm a bit surprised not seeing him in the team. But though I believe that with what we have in Joseph Aribo is still playing fine. Though the problem is that the club is, I think they are just not having it from themselves. But I think Joseph Aribo still have much they can give to the Super Eagles national team. Then when it comes to the striking department, I first feel that Desas, the one from Rangers, should have been in that team. I see him as a striker that can easily bring something other striker don't bring. Though I know Osimhen is good, Boniface is there ahead of him, but I feel that sometimes I just feel like that the way he plays his ball is somewhat different from that of Osimhen and that of what they call it Boniface. I feel they should give him a chance. It's like they give other strikers chance, even if they don't play, but they don't really give him more chance to really prove himself to Super Eagles. Apart from that, I think the squad is very, very okay, and I believe that we can actually get the necessary result from it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. So I can no longer see requests, so I'm going to have to end this live and then I'll come back on again to be able to take more people.
Okay.
So guys, please bear with me. The requests are just not showing up anymore. Instagram glitch. Before I go and come back, I want to just say somebody said, "How is Yusuf doing well?" My question to you, Mills 123. When last did you watch New England Revolution play? And that is if you have ever watched them play. Now, when I was talking, I said it's one thing if you don't rate the league that he's playing at. You might say, oh, he's playing in the US. You don't think the MLS is a tough league. Fine, I'm not going to argue that with you. But when you say somebody is there because of quota, or you say he's not doing well, I don't just agree with that because he's playing games, he's doing well in the US. So for me, I think it's a bit disrespectful to say, oh, he's there because of quota system. I don't like the fact that people like to put that thing on Sadiq, they like to put that thing on Yusuf, and I just don't think it is fair. I think these players are working very, very hard. They are trying their hardest to play well for their clubs, to be able to earn national team call-ups, and for you to just discredit everything that they've done and say quota system, I think it's unfair and it's disrespectful. It is, in my opinion, it's not the same, but it's very similar to when a woman gets into a high position and people come out and say, oh, it's only because she did this thing with this man or this guy put her there, or things like that. I just think it is unfair. You might not like the player, you might think that the league that the player is playing in is not good enough, but if you start saying he's only there because of quota, you are discrediting all the work that he's doing. I think it's unfair. I'm not saying that other players are not better, or other players could not have been called up, but I'm not going to just come out and say, oh, somebody's only there because he's from the north. No. But yes, I'll be right back. And then you guys can join and share more of your thoughts. It won't let me take more requests, so I will be right back. Thank you. Okay, we are back for round two of this conversation. I would like to get you guys' reactions to the Super Eagles squad. I want to get your reactions to the Super Eagles squad that has been announced today. The 23 men that are going to do battle for us, representing the 200 million plus people against Rwanda and Zimbabwe, as we continue to fight for our sport, our rights to compete with the rest of the world in the 2026 FIFA World Cup that will be taking place across the USA, Mexico, and of course Canada. So yes, if you want to share your thoughts, if you want to react to the squad, please send me a request and I'll bring you on. We'll try to run through as many people as possible in the next hour. And then of course, myself and Smith Lai will be on the Niger FC podcast live tonight on YouTube. Niger FC podcast on YouTube tonight. We'll be on for over 2 hours to discuss and break down this squad, share our full opinions, and everything else. So please make sure you join us tonight on YouTube. EaglesTracker on YouTube at EaglesTracker NG. Tonight, Smith Lai and I will give you our full reaction. You see that today I'm not really giving you my reaction on here. I'm just saying some things to people, letting people speak. That's what this live is for. But tonight, Smith Lai and I will give you our full reactions on the Niger FC podcast. So guys, please, if you want to share your thoughts, send a request, and I'll bring you on. I'll try to get through as many people as possible in the next hour. I like people that like to come on. Some people just like to argue in the comments. Oh, this player is not good. This player is quota. This player is this player is that. But then they don't like to show their face and let us hear their voices and let's see how much knowledge you actually have and the points that you're making. So please, I encourage you guys, if you are going to be arguing in the comments, just send a request, rather than killing your fingers typing a lot. You can send your request. The Niger FC podcast live on YouTube will be immediately after the Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich match. Immediately after Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich. Of course, we want to support and watch our Nigerian brothers. Hopefully, they can overturn their 3-0 deficit. Unlikely, but possible. And yes, after the Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich match, we will be live on YouTube at EaglesTracker NG on YouTube to break down the entire squad, give you our full thoughts, and we'll still give a few people their chance to react. But this show is for people to call in and react to the squad. So please, guys, send a request. I'll bring as many people on as possible and we can hear your thoughts. For those that are just joining us, let me run through the squad very, very quickly. For those that are just joining us, goalkeepers Stanley Nwabali, Amaso Basoge, Kayode Bankole. Defenders William Trust-Ekong, Bryce Samuel, Bruno Oyemechi, Calvin Bassi, Olaluwa and Igor Ogbu. Midfielders Wilfred Ndidi, Raphael Onyedika, Alassane Yusuf, Alex Iwobi, Joe Aribo, and Papa Daniel. Forwards Samuel Chukwueze, Victor Osimhen, Ademola Lookman, Victor Boniface, Simon Moses, Sadiq Umar, Nathan Teller, and the first call-up for Toluwalashe Aroko Dare. Okay. Comments, send the request. Let's hear your voice. Let's see your face. Let us hear the points that you have to make. Thank you very much. Send your request, guys. Send your requests. Hello.
Hey, Chairman.
Yes. Good evening. Good afternoon. I don't know where you are, but thank you for joining.
Can you see me?
Yes.
Can you see me?
We can see you. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm based in Columbia, Maryland, USA.
Oh, okay.
I saw the list. I was initially finding it hard to believe that's the list because we were thin on defenders. The midfield confused me. We have 2 new players. Recently, I know Aribo is not new to the team. He's played with the team before, but he wasn't a Nations Cup. Like in recent, he's new to the team. Then Iwobi, Alassane Yusuf. I don't watch him in the MLS, I'll say that, but I'm thinking Alassane Yusuf over Onyeka. I don't understand that. Ndidi is still there. The leadership doesn't have the legs. Onyeka for sure. So I'm just the forward is stocked, right? The forward is stocked. No issues there. So, but my thinking is if this is Mr. Eric Sekou-Chelle's list, if he chose most of these players, then he must know something I don't know, and I'm just gonna watch and see how he wants to move that midfield. But if I had to predict the list, I wouldn't have predicted that. So it's interesting.
I mean, I will say, I think this is Eric Shell's list with a touch of influence from his Ogas. You know, I want to give the man the benefit of the
Yeah,
doubt. You know,
yeah.
I want to see what he's trying to
Me,
do.
me
You
too.
know, he
You
knows
got it.
the style that he wants to implement. He
Yep.
knows the players that might be able to fit that style. When I predicted or when I said my preferred list on last Tuesday, some of these players I did not even consider for my own team. But again, I want to just give him the benefit of the doubt. I would agree with you. I don't know how Frank Onyeka. I'm not even going to use Alassane Yusuf as an exact comparison. But for me, I just think if you are calling six midfielders in
Uh-huh.
Nigeria right now, I don't see how Onyeka is not listed as one of the top six midfielders. It's also very interesting that I guess because of we're top heavy, so it will be his. I has to just accept a midfield role for Nigeria every time. He doesn't have
Probably.
a choice.
Probably.
But I mean, it's interesting. It's interesting.
I think the one
Um,
thing I would add though is I feel like even if there's a touch of NFF in there, based on what I've read up on him, he's very stubborn. I don't think NFF will prevent him from inviting a player that he wants on the team, which makes me think he must have chosen these other players over Onyeka.
I mean,
Because Onyeka
probably.
is in good standings with them. I don't think NFF will want to blacklist him. And if Chelle wants him, he would be in the team. So the fact that he's not there is making me think Chelle must have a particular way he wants to play, and he feels most of these players will help him play like that.
No, yeah, I understand you. I understand you.
That's
I think
the
for me,
rationalization.
it's interesting because now that I'm thinking about it, amongst all the names that are missing or that are not there, people that people want, for me, Onyeka is the one that I think is hardest for me
Me
to
too.
wrap my head
Me
around
too.
because
Me
he's
too.
having a good season with Augsburg. If it was last season when it was at Brentford and he was barely playing, I would even tell you, oh yeah, he's on the bench,
He,
he's not playing,
he played
maybe.
the last game, I think, the full 90 minutes.
He's having a good season with Augsburg. Since he
I
joined them,
don't.
he's been good. Hard to understand, but again, for me, I commented it once the list was announced. Look, regardless of what I think about this squad, if he goes there and he gets 2 wins out of 2,
Ah,
I'm going to be delighted.
forget
I'm going to be
it.
happy. I cannot complain.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely. No, no, no,
the
forget
moment
it.
he drops
I
points, we're going to come back and fire him because
Yes, but with this list, I feel like, I'll let others talk. I don't want to hog up the whole time. I feel like he wants to play an all-out attack. So I'll be very interested in you and Smith Lye when you do your talk tonight on Friday, talking about how you think he's going to play. Because I don't see him doing a 4-2-3-1. I see him maybe doing a 3-4-3. Like, he wants to go all out with stacking up the forwards like this. But we'll see what you and Smith come up with.
All right. Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Lukman. Thank you.
All right.
Nice to hear from you. Okay, Ayo, you've been on before, so I'll allow Mr. Patrick to share his thoughts. Yes, go on.
All right. Okay, so I'm actually based in Nigeria, so
Okay.
like I know, yes, a lot of people are no longer. That's fact. A lot of people are no longer interested in the Super Eagles.
Wow.
That is fact. No matter how we try to paint it and look at it, people have actually lost interest in the Super Eagles. So I understand that, but for people like us that grew up loving the Super Eagles, it's actually really difficult, to stop following the Super Eagles. Some people have even invested money in the Super Eagles and lost all their money,
You
especially
invested.
failing to qualify.
Wow, Spotty.
No, like failing to qualify for the last World Cup. I mean, like media
Oh,
people
okay.
now and all of that.
If okay, if it's that one, Mister, I've lost money. Okay.
So I understand the whole thing, but you see, for me, yeah, I would not say I do not think the NFF does not have an influence in this list. I think they do. And over time, over the years, we've come out with said these things, but most of the time it's because we do not have facts. You understand? So we come out and say stuff. But me, I know that NFF has an influence on this list. The man can come and say, I want this player. And because we know the people that are running our football, he might not be able to get that player into the squad. You understand? We saw the comment Eguavon made for Iheanacho. Which right thinking, I understand he's a good player. We all know that. But I've always said this. Most times I even argue with you on your Instagram and all of that. We argue a lot. I don't, but the national team of every country is based off of current form. That is what club football is different. You can be off form and come in as a substitute. We know that. But the national team football all over the world is based on current form. Let me use England as an instance because that's what we watch most of the time. We watch the EPL a lot. There are a lot of English players that we could say they should make the list. But because they're not on form, most times they don't make the list. You understand? What Eguavon said to me, the way I'll translate it, I'll see it as somebody that is just having a selfish interest on the team list of the Super Eagles. Because, yes, I'm glad he didn't make the team, but most times we should not try to defend people or defend players when they're not on form. This is the national team. Let's stop this. I don't like this attitude of we have a new coach or we have a new technical director and we're trying to say things in his ear in the press and all of that so he picks up off of it. We should not do that. Like you said, this man has brought out his list. No matter how we try to criticize it, if he gets 6 points, we will be backing him 100%. If he gets 6 points. But where the problem is going to lie is if he gets probably 3 points out of 6. Now there's a problem. Now people will start, saying all sorts of things. But for me, I've seen the list. I'm fine with it. We've always needed an attacking midfielder. I don't know if it's the fact that Nigeria as a country cannot provide one super good attacking midfielder. I don't want to believe that. But we've always had that problem, and it seems like it's going to continue. But let's just see how it goes. Let me let others speak. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, Ayo, I'll let you go now. Then I have to take you off and bring somebody else. Your final thoughts, because you spoke earlier.
Okay, I just want to put 2 pens of mine and
Okay.
round this up because I'll be going soon. I just want to say instead I have problem with the midfield and quite of players and the forward because I think we keep calling on the same players every time and I don't actually know the difference between Eguavon's call-up list to the current. To be honest, this is the same set of players Eguavon has been calling, and this is like the same performance we've been having. So there's no new thing. There's no new thing about this new call-up because I think the only new person in this list is Tolu and
Igo.
yeah, and Higo, yeah. But for me, the midfield,
And Papa Daniel.
and Papa Daniel, yeah, exactly. But for me, Papa Daniel as an instance, why is this guy called up? Because I have issues when we call player based on their new or something. Because Oyenka is in form and he has been the best person in this position, and I don't understand why we decide to exempt Oyinka and call Papa Daniel. Where does this guy play? And nobody even watches this guy's match, to be honest. And still on Chukwueze, because I really have a big problem with Chukwueze. I think Ejuke is also a very good guy that we need to give a chance to play in the Super Eagles. And I don't know why we keep calling on Chukwueze, but I would round this up with, let me give it a 6/10 call-up list. Let's watch and let's look forward to what these guys have to bring on because I hope we make it to the World Cup. I don't want us to lose this World Cup because we have to be there. We have to be there. Hopefully, God should just make it happen. So thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, please go off from your end so that I can bring somebody else on. Okay, over to you, Nelvido. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. I really appreciate. First of all, I would, the only thing I have to say is I feel maybe he being a coach, I feel there are still people from the NFF that still have their own admiring in calling the player. That's what me I feel because I know that 80% NFF will not allow this man call the people that he wants personally. That's the way I feel. Honestly, that's just the way I feel. Now, the squad is not bad. It's not bad at all. But the thing there is, why will you? Why is Onyeka not in the squad at the end of the day? That's that's the issue everybody's having. Why is Frank Onyeka not in the squad? Then you are calling a player. I'm not saying he's a bad player. He is a good player, but what is Yusuf doing there? Let's be realistic. He left Europe and went to US, which is not a bad transfer for his career. Very good, but come on, you can't leave Onyeka out of the Nigerian squad and call Yusuf. It's a bit, I don't know how to put it. It's not bad. Like, it's a bit like, honestly. And I also noticed something. He didn't call a lot of defenders, which is a bit, I don't know why, but he didn't call a lot of
God
defenders.
forbid
It's
if
not
one
bad.
person injured, no problem.
Yeah, but you can't, like, the risk. I don't know. It's the first time in the whole of my the call-up of the national team squad, I've never seen this short amount of defenders before. Not a lot of defenders. Like, there's no. Let's say we only have one left back. So yes, which is a
Bruno. I'm
Oyemachi.
assuming he's looking at Calvin Bassey as a potential left back as well, if need be.
Then it depends. That means, well, it depends on what he wants to play, though. Maybe he's like what somebody said during the live. Say maybe he wants to go for an all-attack football, which is possible, though. Yes, which is possible. The squad is not bad. For me, the squad is not bad, but I just feel we'll see what will happen at the end of the day, and hopefully things will work out well.
Well, this
But
is
the only issue
very
the only issue I have is him not calling Frank Onyeka. Honestly, it's honestly. And another issue there is there's no attacking midfielder. There's nobody
Iwobi is
there
an
in the midfield that can.
attacking midfielder for us now.
Iwobi. We have been saying this for the past 3 years now. Iwobi. For me, to be frank with you, for me now I see Iwobi more of a winger than a midfielder now.
No doubt. But for Nigeria, he doesn't play wing for Nigeria.
He's not. Iwobi with the ball will not create that attacking midfielder's mindset.
Hello.
Yeah, hold on, sir. And please turn on your lights. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go on.
Just 1 second.
Go on, Nelvin.
You understand? Thank you. Iwobi is not a bad player. You understand? But I don't see Iwobi in the heart of the midfield creating chances for the midfielder. And if you check, most of our attacking presence have always been from the wings.
Yeah.
If it's not a cross, it's maybe Moses Simon creating one or two, or Ademola creating one or two, opportunities from the side. You understand? For me, the player I would have loved to see, bringing that flair to the midfield would have been Boniface at the end of the day, because he's the only one that have that instinct of a midfielder too. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But first, once again, I really want to appreciate. Thank you for bringing me up.
Thank you for coming on to share your thoughts.
Shout out to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, can I come in?
Fella Ranking, yes, go ahead.
Okay. I think the main issue I'm having regarding the list is the goalkeeping department. For me, I reside here in South Africa, and I can honestly tell you, Bailey has not been in the space form. Even the press here, they've been criticizing him. Yeah, he plays for an average team here in the league. He concedes a lot of goals, but he hasn't been at his best. And I'm so surprised now.
He went through some personal
I understand that. That's obvious. We all know about that. Now, I'm so surprised now they're calling Kayo the Bankole, who is the second goalkeeper of Remo Stars. The first goalkeeper represents Benin. He was even called for Benin national team. Now you're calling a goalkeeper who is not the first choice of a Nigerian league. Now you have Adeleye. Adeleye has been playing fabulous in Cyprus. Even the second goalkeeper.
Fabulous is a stretch, though.
I'm honest, because I've been following him.
Yeah,
I've been following the league.
I watch most of their games inside.
I watch most of their games.
That's why I said I follow it. Trust me, I follow him too. Fabulous is a stretch. He's been playing well recently.
He's been playing well.
For the past few games, he has become second choice.
Okay, he had a red card. He had a red card in some games he missed. He had a red card. Okay, let's leave that.
He was on the bench their last 2 games.
Okay, the second goalkeeper called is playing in Tanzania.
Singida
The
Black
team is playing, he's
Stars.
not even playing for Yanga, he's not playing for Simba. Those are the top 2 teams, and Azam is playing for Singida. The Singida Black Stars playing in Nigerian league is much better than playing for that team in Tanzania. Now you leave Okoye. Okoye is back. He's been training. Okay, he played last night. That should be a reason why we should be calling our proper goalkeepers. Okay, what if Nwabali gets injured or gets a red card? Who's going to replace him?
God.
Like let's be honest. I think there's a lot of politics in this selection. It's obvious. We can all can see this. It's obvious. We all can see this because now I don't want to talk about this on live. Like it's so obvious. Bankole shouldn't be on the list. Like even the shooting star goalkeeper Mustafa is much better right now in the league. He's the #1 top goalkeeper everyone is talking about in the league right now. So that's all I have to talk about.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Okay, over to you, Abbas.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you? I think I remember you.
Yeah, from the AFCON.
From the AFCON,
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so about the 23-man squad, I have to say it was actually not that bad. I thought it would be worse. Okay. But of course, there are some players that were not called up that was disappointing. For example, but like the most one that disappointed me was Dessers from Rangers because he has been performing really well. He has been scoring goals. So it was a shock not to see him get called up. And also Uche from Getafe. That one also didn't make sense because I thought he would be called up. He has been playing good as well. And then there are some players that I was also shocked to see there. For example, Joe Aribo. Honestly, I wouldn't lie. He's not supposed to be in that squad because if you're watching the Prem, you see Southampton. They really poor team this season, and Aribo hasn't been performing.
Not you wearing a Tottenham jersey calling another team poor. Well, go.
I'm not a Tottenham fan. I'm not a Tottenham fan. I'm just wearing it because I like it. I'm a Madrid fan. Don't worry. I'm a Madrid fan.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm saying that Tottenham are very poor this season. So even me, if I was to choose, I'll choose Onuachu in front of Aribo to come up to the squad. But none of them. But if I had to choose one, I'll choose Onuachu. Because at least Onuachu, he has been scoring. At least he has been trying scoring goals. Aribo has been poor this season. Also, who else was not called up? Frank Onyeka. That one too, because he's in the Bundesliga for Augsburg. He has been playing well. And like Aribo in Onyeka's place doesn't make sense. There are some players that shouldn't be there. You understand? And there are some players that are also supposed to be there.
But I mean, if you compare Aribo and Onyeka, they are not apples and apples. That's apple and oranges because Onyeka is more defensive, whereas Aribo is going to be more attack.
Exactly. Yes. But still, I would prefer Onyeka in the squad in front of Aribo. I'm just saying Aribo hasn't been performing this season, so he doesn't deserve the call up.
I mean, I think Aribo has been decent. Playing for a bad team is hard enough.
Exactly.
But I think he has been decent. But for me, in fact, let's even forget his performance. The only thing that in my head really, really justifies Aribo's call-up is when I look at the way Eric Chelle has used his midfielders in Mali. He likes a midfielder that can play facing his own goal, get the ball under pressure, and turn. Because when you get the ball, somebody is pressing you. If you can turn, you've already beat a man. The midfield is more open for you to take the ball into space and run. And that's something that Aribo does that no other midfielder, even the ones that were not called up, no other midfielder does that in Nigeria.
Can I just say something?
Yes, it's true.
Because Aribo, for the national team, surprisingly, though, he plays way better than he does for club. I don't know how. I see that every AFCON now during the World Cup, when he comes to play for Nigeria, he just becomes a very good midfielder for some reason. But once he's playing in Europe, he's bad. So maybe he will help a lot during these matches, these friendlies.
Sorry, can I come in?
Sorry,
Aribo is more of a number 10.
Yeah, sorry.
You see, he's more of a
hold on for a second. Abbas, I want to just ask you. So with everything that you've seen from this squad, at this point we can't change anything unless God forbid somebody maybe injures tomorrow. We can't change anything.
Yeah.
How confident are you that we can get 6 points out of 6? Because we need to win both matches. So how confident are you?
I'm putting my faith in the players that have been performing the best this season, and the most player that I'm putting my faith in midfield is Alex Iwobi. Iwobi has been so good for Fulham this season, so good.
Exactly.
And I know Iwobi and when it comes to national team football, he will lack sometimes, but in this season in Europe he has been playing very well. So I hope he will bring the same quality to the national team. Him and Calvin Bassey as well, and also up front, Boniface, he has not been playing a lot recently, but he can still help us. Osimhen, of course, he has been scoring every game for Galatasaray, and what is that striker's name? That guy that plays for Genk, I forgot his name. I'm sorry.
Tolu.
Yes, that guy. He's top scorer, right?
I think
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
top
second top scorer. I think he's the second.
Yeah,
I might be mistaken, but he's up there.
He's the first. He's the first.
He's
Okay,
up there.
first.
He's up there.
Okay.
He's up there. Yeah. So up front, they're all goal scorers, and in the midfield also. And I forgot to mention about someone that I wouldn't like to be in the squad, Al Hassan Yusuf, but we have passed that stage already, so I can't say anything anymore. Yeah, and of course on goal we have Nwabali and Trustekong and all these good players. So I'm confident we'll get 6 points from 2 games, and we can just play, honestly.
Okay, all right. Fella Rankin, you wanted to chip in something?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Aribo. See, when it comes to Aribo, when you look at Southampton games recently, he's been playing more as a false nine. He's been playing more as a number 10. So I think the coach invited him because he knows that we've been lacking the number 10 position. Because when you look at the list of midfielders we have, Ndidi, Al Iwobi, most of the midfielders are not really more attacking. When you look at,
exactly,
he has like 3 goals already this season for Southampton, even though they're struggling. So that gives you a lot of positive reasons to tell you reason why he was called back, because we can't just have a lot of defensive midfielders.
Exactly.
Most of the midfielders we have are like, they're more like a number 6 and a number 8. So we need a number 10, very, very important. So I think, in my own opinion, this is why Aribo has been called. He's playing for Southampton, but Southampton you should remember that's a Premier League team. So it doesn't matter. He's a top quality player.
Sorry for cutting you short there. Aribo as a player with the ball in his leg, good player.
Yeah.
He can drive with the ball as long as the ball in his leg, he's a good player. But what we'll say, hopefully we'll see what will happen. But I'm a bit skeptical. I won't lie. I'm a bit skeptical because the midfield is not that. Now, for me, Nigeria, we are really suffering a lot when it comes to the midfielders. Honestly, we are really soft when it comes to when it comes to that creativity. That creativity in the midfield. Honestly, we don't have it. Iwobi was the light during the 2018 World Cup. Is it 20? Yes. I saw Iwobi like as the light, but I don't know. I don't know. Honestly, it's just sad right now, man. We'll see what will happen. We'll see what will happen.
Abbas, final thoughts before I let you go.
Final thoughts. I just hope these small mistakes won't cost us any points. Honestly, these mistakes from the squads that they made, the players that didn't get called up, and the ones that didn't deserve to get called up. But I hope they will work as a team and will get 6 points and will make us proud.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.
Okay. Nelvido, give me your final thoughts, please.
My final thought is lost. I won't lie to you. But my only hope is, hopefully, we can just grab all 6 points and, just hopefully. That's just the only thing I have to say. Hopefully.
All right. And how about you, Fella Rankin? Final thoughts, please.
My final thought is I hope we can get 6 points, and we hope South Africa draw points. because it's very, very important. I follow South Africa because I stay in South Africa, and I know they are our biggest threat in that group. So I hope they drop points against Benin, and we hope we can get this maximum point against Zimbabwe and Rwanda. So that's my hope, and I hope the players they play well because it's very, very important right now.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.
Okay, guys. Thank you to everyone that has joined. Thank you to everyone that was commenting, everyone that came on to share their thoughts. Join us tonight on YouTube at EaglesTracker NG on YouTube. Immediately after the Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich game in the UEFA Champions League, Smith Lai and I are going to be breaking down the squad, are going to be giving you our opinions, giving our predictions, and we'll get into it, very in depth for about 2 hours. So please don't miss tonight's show immediately after the Champions League game between Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich. Hopefully, our Nigerian brothers would have been able to turn the result around. It's very unlikely, but nothing is impossible. And then after the Bayer Leverkusen game, we'll be live on YouTube. YouTube or not Instagram. We'll be live on YouTube to talk about the Super Eagles squad list, go in depth, analyze it, break it down, talk about how we expect Eric Chelle to use the players that he selected, and so much more. I want to say thank you very much to you guys. It's been a pleasure. As always, my name is Ayoti. This is EaglesTracker, home of Nigerian football, and I'll see you on the next live stream tonight on YouTube. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, guys.